All right, we are here. Going to go through some records, a huge record collection, and very excited to have you with us. This is the Steve's Travel and Collecting channel. And for those of you who have not been here before, we do everything from live traffic cams to reviews of products to cooking, old guy tips, collecting coins, baseball cards, a little bit of everything. So I'm going to go with you right now, sitting here in the living room studio. Have quite a few things to look at. Some great records. This is part of the Lowell Purcell collection. Lowell was station manager of KFAR radio, among other things, up in Fairbanks, Alaska. And these are quite a few of the records that he had collected, put together over the years. Some of you have seen some of our previous videos. We showed some of the great records that we were able to find and some of the values. So here's an original AC/DC, Let's Get It Up, and Snowballed with the actual jacket on it. It's about a $15 value on eBay when we did a quick look-see at that. So lots of them come in sleeves that are their normal sleeve. Some of them are added sleeves, and many of them are the sleeves that the radio station put together. And on that, I'll have different numbers that show their catalog, their playlist. There'll be some stickers that show time of day that the record can be played, and so on. And so these are those records. We're going to go through some new boxes that I just got in that I haven't opened yet, and we'll see what we have. So this is, actually, these are all without any kind of a jacket. Don't know that I want to touch these yet. Isaac Hayes, Come Live With Me, and Body Language by Isaac Hayes. There's two here in jackets. The other one is on Dot Records, ABC, is Narvel Feltz with Reconsider Me, and it's got a sticker that shows number 44 on it. That means it either ranked 44 on some chart or was part of a playlist. And then on the other side, it's Narvel Feltz with Foggy, Misty Morning. And the good thing about records is the ones that are most popular, that you've heard the most on the radio, probably have the least value, unless it's an original pressing, a first hit, a demo record, or something done in a garage. They're not going to have a lot of value because everyone bought a copy, or there's so much airplay with it that every radio station got one. The value will come with the one-hit wonders, the limited production, the records that, again, I found one in this collection, book's about $275, 199 euros, and it was just a garage production of a song, and it was sent out as a demo, and for whatever reason has a great collector value. So we'll just grab some, go through them. This is Ernie Felice with Suzanne, and it's got a catalog number 1710. There's a green sticker, which probably means it can be played anytime. I'll get closer to the camera here. On that radio station, it was adult contemporary talk radio, so really mild music, middle of the road type music. This is back in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. And when I worked there, I did not realize at the time, but I would play music that would almost destroy the station. They had the old vacuum tubes to run the station. And so you put out a guitar solo, and it would heat those babies up, and sometimes they'd explode. So I had a couple of talking twos on that. Shepherd's Cha-Cha by Mo Kaufman. Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart with Alice Long. And this is P.O. Box 9847 is the name of the song. Sometimes, like this one's got some stuff written on it. Oh, it's also broken, so it has no value. Don't know what that says. Maybe somebody autographed it. Maybe that was actually Tommy Boyce. So anyway, so this is a broken one. Is there any value to it? Well, there's the fact that it's just a collector's piece. Some people will take these and they'll make a clock out of it. They'll put the parts in here and put the date or the different times around there, and then you can hang it on the wall if you're a music aficionado and you like stuff like that. We will put that one off to the side. What else we got here? We have You're Gonna Live for Love by the Grassroots, and The River is Wide by the Grassroots. Here on Warner Brothers is Satin Sheets, Not for Sale by the Bellamy Brothers. So this is a promotional one. So it says promotion on there right there. So that would have been sent right to a radio station to try to get some airplay. And then on this side is also Satin Sheets. So sometimes they do mono, which they do here. and stereo on this side. So back in the day, that mattered, AM or FM radio, and certainly something people don't really worry about too much today. Ela Boss with Bud and Travis, and then Bud and Travis with Cloudy Summer Afternoon. Again, not familiar with much of this stuff. I did work there in the early 1980s and into the late 1980s, so some of this I have a little bit of knowledge of. Bunch of it I have no idea. There's a lot of it here that Mr. Purcell would just kind of get at the station. They'd test it out. If it didn't work, then he'd pull it out and rotate the music through. So here's one. These are unusual. I've seen a few now. There's 2 songs on each side of the 45 RPM. Now on here has a sticker on it. Again, I'll get closer, sorry. Promotional record, restricted to promotional use only, not for resale. So this is something that they would send out, hopefully get some airplay. And this is Only Trust Your Heart and You I Love. It looks like it's the 10,000 Bedrooms is the name of the group, or the movie maybe. Yeah. So it's Dean Martin in songs from the Metro Golden Mayer production, 10,000 Bedrooms, and then 10,000 Bedrooms and Money is a Problem on this side. So there's 4 songs on 145 promotional, probably to promote the music as well as the movie itself. Dedicated Music Man by Mortimer, and this is Mortimer I've never heard of. You may have. And here again we have a promotional copy, not for sale. This is the stereo version. Put it right there so you know the difference, stereo version. And on this side you have your mono version. And for younger viewers, mono used to be the only way it happened. You're lucky if you got stereo. Remember in the late 70s, early 80s, FM radio came out, changed everyone's world. It had been out before, being used for communications and broadcasting and public radio and that kind of a thing. But as far as music and just all your stations in FM, here's Kenny G with Against Doctor's Orders and Trade Winds. Well, Kenny G is a big artist. Don't recognize the names of these songs. They were released in 1988 and 1989. Those are the copyright dates on it. So this might be one that big artist song that didn't get much airplay. Let's take a look at that one. We'll set that aside and check on the pricing later. Go through here, look for some of the colorful sleeves. This is Tear Down the Fences by Ocean. I think we've seen that one before. Baby, I'ma Want You by Bread. I may have tucked these into this box from a previous, yeah, Jim Stafford, Wildwood Weed, and The Last Chant. Okay, interesting. Let's grab a few of these guys over here. Firebird with Ohio Express and Chewy Chewy. So it's Ohio Express would be the artist, and Chewy Chewy on one side and Firebird on the other side. And this is on Buddha Records. So this is an original sleeve apparently. Buddha Records could be a private label, or it could be a spin-off of one of the major labels that did this quite a bit back then to try to launch a new type of music, a new artist, and create a new collectability for people if you collect by the label, you know, Apple label or RCA or whatever it might be. So certainly having the original wrapper like that's fantastic. Here's Rare Earth record label, and this is Loves Your Name by R. Dean Taylor and Indiana Wants Me by R. Dean Taylor, and the copyright trademark of the Motown Record Corporation, 1970. So it's Motown, but it's also Rare Earth. And then it gives some information on who the artists are. It's got the copyright date. And of course, there's a registration number from pretty much all the music I'm noticing on these records. In all my years, I'd never noticed that before until I got a bunch together here. But I guess it's like anything else, the serial number or some sort of tracking on it. Also to make sure it's a legit, real copy of the song. Don't want to make bootlegs. I don't want to tear this jacket here. This is an original jacket, looks like. Not in the best condition as far as being mint or unused, but certainly not horrible. We found a couple that are broken, but not too bad. All right, if it's on Dunhill, Believe It is the thing on the jacket here. So is this Dunhill? No, this is Sally Ann by the Copy Links. And on the back side, we have, or I'm sorry, the cuff links, the copy links. That's what happens when it gets all, this would be the B side. So that would sit on the turntable with the pad underneath it. And you put your finger on here with the needle on the record, and then you would let it go. So in the meantime, the pad's rolling underneath to try to get it up to speed pretty quick. And so that's what would wipe out the label on the B side. So not having any idea either song on here, I got to believe this is the one that they wanted to be the hit. The cufflinks, and I don't see a date on here, but it's from Decca album DL75160 tracked, and it's When Julie Comes Around. So that would be another one that would like to look up. Apparently it did get some airplay. You can tell by the back side of that. Here's another one. This is the cufflinks with Tracy and Where Do You Go? So the cufflinks had a couple of big hits. Love That Little Woman by Andy Kim and Be My Baby by Andy Kim. Which Way You Going, Billy? The Poppy Family featuring Susan Jacks. We talked about some of those previous. Let's go to this one here. This one's not open yet. Where did the scissors go? Got to pop it open. I got to make sure you have your supplies with you all the time. There we go. Let's open this baby up and see what we got here. Being careful not to cut anything. Just kind of putting an incision along the tape. You can tell it has been reboxed recently with the Amazon Prime packaging. This wasn't around in the 70s. So definitely in the last several years, it's been repackaged. Here we go. All right. Oh, wow. Here we go. All kinds of different stuff in here. Some in sleeves, some without sleeves. Pull the first one out here. Elvis My Way. 10 cents MG from the album Elvis in Concert, personal appearance recording, and unfortunately, there's not a record in there, but it is a sleeve of Elvis. And is there a copyright? 1977. So we'll hold on to that over there in case we come across that record. Here we go with Mantovani Film Encores, Volume 2, and another empty. So now we have to look for that one as well. Whole bunch of music there. Okay. Interesting. Maybe there's sleeves collecting and records tucked in other places. Here's Percy Faith, Christmas, and Empty. This will be a chore trying to find them and put them all back together. Here's Crazy Auto Medley. Crazy Auto Medley. Hey, Mr. Banjo Rag. Also empty. I'm guessing these are sleeves that need to be married with their record partners. Here we go. I Need You Now by Betty Johnson. 45 RPM, a Bell record. And this is The Thanks I Get by Betty Johnson. And I don't see any date or anything on that. We'll take a look at that one. Then Out of This World with Flying Saucers Part 1 by Dave Barry with Sarah Berner. And then on the back is Out of This World with Flying Saucers Part 2. And it's a comedy, narration by Dave Barry. So that's a comedy record from way back. One of the few ways to distribute your comedy versus the Kevin Hart method of being on Netflix or on TV every minute of every day. Crazy Auto Rag by Hugo and Luigi. And Medley by Hugo and Luigi. And no date on this one. Do a few more here. Just taking a look at some of these random. So Rip It Up by Bill Haley and the Comets. And Teenager's Mother by Bill Haley and the Comets on Decca Records. And 218 is the playtime on that song, and 222 on that song. I'm going to put that off to the side and see if those are short print non-hits by a big artist. Here's Georgia Gibbs with Blueberries and Sweet and Gentle by Georgia Gibbs. Oh my goodness. So this one goes way back. This one goes way back. This is an original collector item from when? It's got a couple of names written on them that are from the 50s. So I'm going to hold on to that one as well. That's a pretty spectacular record there from my perspective. May not have a huge book value, but it certainly has a pretty good emotional connection value. So here we go. This is another deck of records. And on here written, it says Keloff. So I'm not sure if that belonged to someone named Keloff and they had loaned it to someone or borrowed it or used it at a dance and had to get it back. It's a sample copy, not for sale. It's Bella Nati by Peggy Lee and La La Lu by Peggy Lee. So that might be one of those late 50s, early 60s songs. And the vinyl on it's a lot thicker, a little more substance to it. Take a look at that one. Don't Call My Name by Robert Lee and Tex Williams. And Hey, Mr. Cotton Picker by Tex Williams and Robert Lee. Interesting. You couldn't help but wonder by Guy Lombardo and Our Medley. I do know that a lot of these might have actually been part of a record player, what do they call those? The vending machine, the jukebox from the 50s that is in the family. And these might have actually been part of that collection. And then as they rotate it out, this might be the box that they used to do so. Here's a newspaper clipping. Guess they're using this to keep the records separated if they don't have sleeves. Mary's Little Boy Child by Roger Williams, not for sale, promotional copy. And Winter Wonderland by Roger Williams, not for sale. So another promotional copy and perfect timing in the holiday Christmas season here. Oh yeah. Okay. So this would be out of the jukebox. This would be the playlist from the jukebox. That's what's going on here. I recognize a lot of the labels on the jukebox and these records here. So I'm going to actually put a sleeved copy between an unsleeved copy. We'll do the rest of this later, but just to show you a way that if you don't have all the sleeves, at least this will keep them from getting damaged or any additional wear and tear on your records. So put this one off to the side. Got a couple more here. Let's see. Let's open this one. See what we got. Appreciate you watching and checking this out. See what's in this box. Now, of course, if we found 50 copies of Elvis's first song in original wrappers, Never Been Touched, this would be the last video I ever did. But I doubt we're going to find that, so we'll keep cranking these babies out. All right, here we go. Shalimar, Dead Giveaway, extended version. All right, this is a whole different era here. This is 70s and 80s. Dead Giveaway, extended version. This must be a promotional record. You guys remember Shalimar from the early 80s on Solar record label? I Don't Want to Be the Last to Know and Dead Giveaway. Outstanding. And is there, yep, 1983 copyright on that one. George Benson, Turn Your Love Around, big hit. Nature Boy on the backside. So this one, 1977 with original sleeve. Very collectible, very good artist. Love his jazz music. Outstanding. Up next, we have on Electra Asylum album, or our label, Spun Gold, and it's This Drinkin' Will Kill Me from 1987 by Dwight Yoakam. And on the backside here is there a name? Yeah, Little Sister. So this one's pretty well worn. So this is probably the song that was played. And I believe it was KIAK Radio was the country station at the time up in Alaska. All I Ever Wanted by Taylor Dane, and With Every Beat of My Heart, which was a Taylor Dane hit, one of the, I think, 3 or 4 that really made a lot of airplay. So that would have been on the Weekend and Nighttime, I believe. KT Olsen, Never Heard, Hey Bobby, and Where Is a Woman to Go? Here's one with a red label, Lou Rawls, Let's Fall in Love All Over Again, and You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine. So this was a huge hit. Right here it says peak number 2, 21 weeks on the charts, and it was number 32 for the entire year of 1976. And it's green, which means you can play this anytime you want, any day part at that radio station. Big hit. I remember hearing it both on the radio and playing this actual record, I believe, at the radio station. I believe this is something I haven't touched since the 85. So 95, 15, or no, 05, 15. So 35 years between times I've touched this. Outstanding. Put that over here in the special section. Next up on Tommy Boy for summer play only. Soulsome Force. And no, maybe that's the band. Renegade Chance and Renegade of Funk. So it says summer only. So this must be a little more funky that the fine folks at Fairbanks, Alaska weren't ready for in the mid 80s. And so could only play it in the summertime, because in the wintertime, as you're stuck in your office or your home because you can't go out because you die in the cold, probably a little too much for them. Here's John Cougar on Mercury. And it's John Cougar Mellencamp. So this is midway through his transition. So you have Jack and Diane from 82 and I Need a Lover. So 2 hits on one. Mercury has a barcode on it. Look at that. It's the first one of those we've seen. Excuse me. Interesting. I wonder when the first barcodes came out on records. Put that off to the side. Got a lot of airplay. Robert Palmer, Can We Still Be Friends? And Bad Case of Lovin' You. So here was the hit. This was played a lot. It's more of an upbeat song that probably was limited to when it could be played. It does have a star on it, but certainly one that did see a lot of airplay. Harry Chapin's Sunday Morning Sunshine from 10/16/72. There's a 1972 copyright on it. And then this one is the other side. So one is stereo, this side, and one is mono on this side. And here you can see that it had a catalog number, and not sure what the yellow sticker meant there. This is Fats Domino with Something's Wrong, and Fats Domino with Don't Leave Me in This Way. So this one would begin with just a catalog number. I'm sure it's pretty safe to play at any time. Diana Ross, Think I'm in Love, and Diana Ross with Why Do Fools Fall in Love. And there's really no stickers on it, but probably safe to play. A Girl from a Spanish Town with Marty Robbins, and Kingston Girl. So Marty Robbins singing about all the girls. Couple more here. We'll wrap this video up, but I just wanted to share this record collection with you. Night Fever by the Bee Gees and Down the Road. So here, Night Fever doesn't look like it's ever been played. Oh, it does have a scratch right there. And then on this side, Down the Road. And it's got somebody's name written on there that I can't read. But 1977 on RSO Records. Again, the Bee Gees, and that was right around Saturday Night Fever. This might have actually come out prior to the movie as a promotional piece. Very cool. It's exciting for me. I hope you're enjoying it. Scott McKenzie, Holy Man, and What's the Difference? Chapter 3. Got a couple more here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of this. I Want to Live in a Wigwam by Cat Stevens. And Morning Has Broken by Cat Stevens. Morning Has Broken, I've heard multiple times. I don't know that I would want to live in a wigwam. Although, I guess an igloo is kind of like an Alaskan wigwam. Blue Money by Van Morrison. And Sweet Thing by Van Morrison. And this is from, is there a copyright date on it? Let's take a look. A little bit of usage on the label, a little rubbing. It's on Warner Brother Records, and I don't see an actual date on here. We'd have to look it up. But from the Warner Brothers album WS 1884, Van Morrison, his band, and the Street Choir. I know Brown Eyed Girl. I know a few of his other songs, but I don't know if I know these ones. And we'll grab a few from the back here. Here, and the one with the jacket. We'll go through these. Waikiki by Ray Stevens, and Chato Mare Kudus, Never Say Goodbye. I'm sure I didn't say that properly, by Don Ho. So Don Ho sung both these. So Waikiki and Chato Mate Kudasi. Very well spoken native tongue there. Keep on Loving Me by Teddy Pendergrass, and You're My Latest and My Greatest Inspiration. Homer Joy, sure didn't take him long, both mono and stereo. Here's a number 6 song from 1979, a 79 million seller, or 79 is a year million seller, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. and Substitute on the back side. Huge song, played all the time, still played all the time. Here's The Fuzzy Men and Ticket to Nowhere by Tommy Targett. David Allan Coe, If I Could Climb the Walls of the Bottle, and David Allan Coe with the stereo side. Having Second Thoughts by Red Stewart, and Sunshine Over the Hill. Here's one with a lot of wear on the back side of this one, Patty Duke with Everything But Love. So just on this side, Don't Just Stand There by Patty Duke. That'd probably be the one that got all the play. I'm Walking by Fats Domino, and I'm in the Mood for Love by Fats Domino. Freight Train by Rusty Draper, and 7 Comes 11 by Rusty Draper. Great names of songs. The Drifters with Oh My Love, and There Goes My Baby. The Cowboy and the Lady by Bobby Goldsboro, and the Cowboy and the Lady on the backside, Mono. A couple more, Rockin' the Congo with Hank Thompson, and I Was the First One by Hank Thompson. And here we go. It's Just a Matter of Time by Brooke Benton, and on this side, Hurtin' Inside by Brooke Benton with a bunch of, I'm not sure what all this stamping is. It looks like paid is stamped on there. Anyway, that's a quick look at some of the records in this huge collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, I believe it is. Yeah, 7 boxes. And we will do periodic look-sees at the different records, the different eras. Eventually, I'll try to get all this cataloged and put it into a list. We are trying to sell a few of these on Mercury.com. You can check it out. Some of the better titles will go out on there. If you're a record collector, if there's something that you like, send us a message, send us a note, or try to get a hold of us and let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you. Be sure to subscribe and like, and we appreciate you taking the time to spend a little bit of your morning or afternoon, whatever time it is you're watching this, with us. And we will see you next time here on Steve's Collecting and Travel channel. We do have opportunities to, we'll record some of these and then premiere them, so you have a chance to tune in and check it out. If you have a favorite artist, send me a note. We'll try to find those records. And at some point here, I'm actually going to get a record player, and we will put some of these on and get a chance to listen to them, listen to the condition of them, the scratchiness. I really miss on AM radio that scratchy sound. FM's fantastic, but every once in a while I'll go driving, and I'll drive a little bit out of town, so I get that interference sound, and you get to listen to music at night, just like it was back in the 60s and 70s, even into the early 80s.